Hi, welcome to Bipolar Boxing Picks. This is Nick. We just got done watching Leigh Wood versus Mauricio Lara. Fantastic fight, like we all expected. Leigh Wood put on a fantastic performance. Unfortunately, he made one mistake that cost him. He tried hooking with a hooker and got caught with a left hook late in the seventh round. I believe there was only 10 seconds left. Mauricio Lara caught him clean, knocked him down. Wood got up on very wobbly legs, and Ben Davidson threw in the towel. Probably going to be some controversy about the stoppage. I have no problem with it in almost all these circumstances where a corner throws in the towel. I will give the corner the benefit of the doubt and say that they know their fighter better than anybody else. And I have no problem with the corner stepping in to stop the fight. At the end of the day, that corner's number one job is that guy walks out of that ring and he goes back home to his family. And that happened tonight. So I don't have a problem with the stoppage. Some people are going to say, especially when you look back at it, like in what I think Ben Davidson was seeing was he was seeing the wobbly legs, and he was also seeing, like, I don't know if you saw Mauricio Lara after the knockdown. He was standing 2 feet away from Leigh Wood when he got up, ready to pounce on him like Jack Dempsey versus Jess Willard. So even though there was 10 seconds left, there's no guarantees he would survive in that 10 seconds. But some people are going to say 10 seconds left in the round. Just let him get back to his corner. Let him sit on the stool. See how he looks from there. Give him that full minute to recover. See how he looks. And then you can stop it. Then you cannot send him out for the eighth round. Some people are going to say that, but I got no problems with the stoppage. And it was a great performance by Leigh Wood, but he was taking some damage. It's not just like he got caught with one punch and that was it. He was taking some damage and he got hit with a very clean left hook. So no problems with the stoppage for me. As far as the fight went, the outcome's exactly what I thought would happen. A knockout by Mauricio Lara after 6.5 rounds for betting wise, but that's what I thought would happen. It's just the way we came to it was a little different than what I expected. The way the fight turned out to be, Leigh Wood did a lot more than I expected. He was very offensively. I did not think he'd be able to push Mauricio Lara back. He did for much of the fight, but I don't know how much of that was Mauricio Lara's game plan. It's weird to tell if Mauricio Lara was struggling with his conditioning. He was confused because Leigh Wood was a better boxer than he thought he was. I think he underestimated how tough Leigh Wood was and his boxing ability, and that kind of showed. But I just don't know if it's that or that's all part of Mauricio Lara's game plan. And Mauricio Lara is pretty much going to beat you one of two ways. He's just going to either outwill you, and he's going to, even though he's losing rounds, he's still going to break you down, and he's going to break you down enough to where he doesn't care what you're throwing towards the end of the fight because you don't have anything left in you because he knows the damage he's done, and he's just going to eventually knock you out. He's either going to win that way, or he's got 36 minutes to take advantage of a mistake that you made. And that's what he did tonight. He sat there and he was picking his punches pretty much all night. So he was losing the rounds, but I don't think there was anything in his game plan where they were going to a decision and he was going to win on points. It wasn't there. He was picking his shots. He made sure he had power left when he needed it, and he fought a very smart fight, in my opinion. I believe he could have won both ways. If he would have did more offensive work early against Leigh Wood, I think he still could have got a late round stoppage. But doing it this way, it shows me that you got more tools in your tool bag, and it shows you're a smarter fighter than what I expected. I just thought he was extremely tough, and he can go a very long ways with that. But to be able to just kind of wait for somebody to make that one mistake and then, oh, he's throwing a left hook, I'm throwing a left hook, and knocking the guy out, that's very impressive. That's very impressive to a guy who's just he's thought of, at least to me, just to kind of be that typical Mexican fighter with the come forward style, very unorthodox, throwing punches from his hip, not very defensively sound usually because he doesn't care that he gets hit. He almost wants you to open up to his head so he can go down to your body and you can hit him with a 2, 3, 4 punch combination in the face. He'll hit you with a left hook to the body at the end of exchange, and he'll be perfectly happy with that exchange in the early rounds and break you down enough and then just knock you out in the later rounds. It's just the way this guy fights. So, and it's a very difficult style to beat. No one's going to want to fight that guy, especially with all the power he's got. So it's not just the style of it. It's not like an annoying style where the guy's coming forward and pitter-patting you. The guy's coming forward. He's got deadly intentions in his hands. Every punch that he throws. That's why I kind of worry about his gas tank a little bit. The only time I don't see Mauricio Lara losing to anybody in this division except for maybe Shaquille Foster after what I saw last weekend. He might be able to stay away from him for a full 36 minutes. But everybody else out there, the style-wise, Mauricio Lara is going to outwill them, or he's eventually going to catch you in 36 minutes and he's going to knock you out like he did Leigh Wood tonight. I mean, Shaquille Foster, and then if Gary Russell wants to move up to 130, I believe he would be just a nightmare styles matchup. But everybody else at 130, good luck with Mauricio Lara. And then you throw in the fact that he's only 24 years old. The guy's just getting better. I said in my prediction video, like, I do not care that he has 2 losses on his career. The kid is very young. Those losses came when he was very young. He's pretty much an undefeated fighter to me, with now a win over Josh Warrington and a win over Leigh Wood at 24 years old. So, I mean, you don't know where the ceiling is for this guy. I mean, he's got the potential out there to go down with all those great Mexicans, and a lot of them are at the lighter weight classes. But he's got all the potentials there, so I'm very excited for this guy, and I'm very excited for boxing too, because this is a guy you want. He's 24 years old. He's probably the best guy in the division already, and it is a very good division. We could see him in big fights for the next 5 years. Hopefully, after the Leigh Wood rematch, they don't throw him, some scrub mandatories or something like that, and we could set up some unification belts, and that's what I want to see. I mean, Lara's going to be a good fight no matter who you put him in the ring with, but let's get him in the ring with some of these top guys. And I think he wouldn't want to have it any other way either, especially since he's this young right now. These guys are all older than him, and I think he'd have a field day fighting all these guys at 130. And they're all going to be exciting fights, so that's why I say it's good for boxing, because even I'm a guy who's a fan of the sweet science, and I don't mind seeing a boxing a boxing clinic put on by one guy that's not a very exciting fight. But let's be honest, this sport's not going to gain a lot of fans with those fights going on. You need a guy like Mauricio Lara, who you could just show somebody a highlight reel and be like, that's the way this guy fights every fight. So when you tune in on Saturday night, this is what you're going to get. We all knew that this fight between Mauricio Lara and Leigh Wood was going to be fireworks. And we know that because Mauricio Lara, that's the way he's fought every single time we've seen him. And same thing with Leigh Wood. So reward these fighters for fighting that way and fighting each other that way and not being afraid to take a loss. So, like I said, good night for boxing, but great night for Mauricio Lara. I'm very happy for him, and finally getting himself a 130-pound title, because he deserved it with that whole Warrington situation. So I'll see you guys next week.